Hey, Shack Racking Black. How are you tonight? Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm having a good day myself. Um, I can't complain. And that's all I do want is peace. Peace is amazing, ain't it? That's something I see you say all the time, peace. You must know something about that. Absolutely. I'm learning that peace is everything ain't gotta be perfect, but golly, when you got you some peace, amazing. Hey Shakira, how are you today? Or should I say tonight? I'm a little bit late. I usually be trying to get here like around 10:30, but I had a couple of things still to do. So, um yeah, I got here a little bit late. So what y'all day been like? What y'all did today? What went on today? I don't got nothing special. What I do like is that if I can get in the car and ride with somebody else without having to do no driving. Child, please. I remember it was a time when you used to want to jump behind the wheel and you want to drive your mama car or drive or anybody car, wherever they'll let you drive back in the days. Honey, child, please. I need me a few children with all kinds of types of driver's license ready to drive me around as long as I ain't gotta get in the driver's seat and do it. So I did a little bit of riding today. That's what I did. Yes, and for those that come in, if you like to hit the like button, subscribe, any of that good old stuff. I really appreciate that. And y'all know over here, we just we let it flow over here. So we don't be in no rush because it just naturally comes and then the conversation is like boom. In the beginning we just like, when you come to a when you like the first two or three people that get to the family reunion and it just be like everybody just be saying, "Hey, how you doing? How you been doing? We ain't seen you in a while. Hey Sanaya." You be like, "Hey, how y'all doing? How y'all been? We ain't seen you in a minute like that." That's how it be over here when we all come in. We just be saying hey and finding out how everybody day been. And eventually, you know how I get down to you start reminiscing, you start having conversations. We over here, we have good old natural conversations, and usually the conversations come through by way of the chat asking questions or the chat saying something, or sometimes it's just me coming through with something on my mind that I have on my mind, but we let it flow naturally over here. Sometimes we just be sitting and stare at each other all day long. No, I'm just joking. We don't just be sitting staring at each other, because of course, unless we out into the garden, then we might just be y'all might just be staring at what's going on in the garden, but we ain't in the garden tonight. um, Let me see. I'm doing good, girl. Finally sitting down. My youngest two little girls had me going. Ooh, it's bedtime now. Do you know about American women who come into Pakistan? So now I have no clue about that. None whatsoever. Hey Korean, how you doing, girl? Hey Joshua. See you some eggs. How much eggs is in the grocery store? Korean. How about you seen the eggs for in the grocery store today? Somebody came through here the other day and was saying eggs was $14, and she actually showed the price over there on her page, 13.99 for a dozen of eggs. What us gonna do? Well, not what us gonna do, cause y'all know I don't go to the store and buy no eggs. We got who right now we got like three or four 3 or 4 18 carton eggs in the refrigerator. So I know we won't be buying no eggs no time soon. No. Um oh, the store is out. Well, dang. People going to buy them when they like that. Bro, you just have search on social media. You would laugh so hard. Really? I don't know. Everybody probably thinking about a different place to move to with all the stuff that's going on. They be in the bed by 8:30. I just be catching up from earlier. Oh right. Okay then. I know that's right. Shakira, I paid $5.99 for medium, and it's $9 for large eggs. Ooh, man, that is crazy. $9 for eggs. And is that organic or something? Is that organic or anything like that? I subbed you. Thank you, Sanaya. I really appreciate that. From are you where are you from? I'm from Florida. You ever heard of Florida, Sanaya? The United States of America. I'm in Florida. Not at all. Them just regular old eggs. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, for $9. Oh, yeah. See, I don't even look. Eggs ain't something that I even look that way when I go in the grocery store. So I have to find out through other people when I come. But y'all know things gonna get a lot worse over there because ain't nothing about them tariffs changed a few things. But y'all already know that still mean that stuff is gonna go through. So let me just say that y'all know it's gonna be a change in our pocket. That's all I can say. It don't matter what you trying to go out there and buy. Something gonna be um inflicted by these tariffs that just went down. So now I hope the same thing too. I hope I'm safe too. I'll try to be. Hey Dove, you been a cool little minute. That's good, Tasha. Yeah, it has been. I've been coming on. I'm doing pretty good. I can't complain. How about yourself? How you been doing? Hey, Bumblebee. No, not Bumblebee. Be humble. I read that the wrong way. That's my mistake. No disrespect. Be humble. Thank you for coming through. Yeah. Child, I got real excited. Anything that look like it's coming from the garden or anything like that. And I have a lot of bees be in my garden. So anything I see like that, I'll be like, just light it up. Instant smile. Yeah. Don't get mad. No, she ain't gonna get mad. That was an honest mistake. Y'all know over here I don't be messing with nobody. The only people who I bother with like that right there is definitely a troll. They come through here troll, they might get trolled right on back. And that's all the disrespect that go on over here. We try to be respectful to everybody. We let people ask the questions that they gonna ask as long as they ask them respectfully. And you'll get nothing but respect back. I don't just like y'all know I don't bother with nobody unless they bother with me. And that's just how it is. I know what you meant. You can call me whatever. No, definitely gonna call you by your names, honey. Yes, I am. But nah, I thought I saw. Yeah, that's what I saw. Sometimes when your eyes first hit something, then you just say you just It's the first thing that come out. But I love that be humble. Not I thought I saw B too. But yeah, I struggle with being humble. It sucks. Should be easy. What why you struggle with it? I actually I think sometimes I think being humble can some being too humble can work against you, and not being humble enough can also work against you. I think there's like a well, there is a balance to everything. So um it's nice to get the reminder. Yeah, what in what way do you have a problem with being humble? You know, sometimes it's according to where you come from. It's and I don't know, cuz it's like teetering on the balance of not being so humble but almost being a people pleaser or something like that. And not that definitely now in my life I'm not a people pleaser, but I also know what it's like to be a people pleaser because I've been there before. Now, I'm fine with being by myself. I don't got to be around no people. I'm just fine. I'm just fine without them. But do I love being around people? I absolutely love being around people. I love talking to people. Um, all that good stuff right there. But do I have to have it now in my life? No. I'm sorry. I read it 3 times and thought I saw Bumblebee. Yeah, the trick of the eyes, right? Be humble. You sure you ain't switch your name up? Cause that's 3 people now saw that. That's 3 people now that saw that. Um, I'm a popular monster. People like me, no matter what. Um, I have a lot of influence, and it's hard to balance that. Um, well, you know what? You don't you've never crossed me as a monster when you came in here, Dove. So that's a little hard for me to understand. It's hard for me to understand it. That you're a popular monster. Baby, I need to click on you and go and find because that's just something that I don't really be doing. Like I don't know. Whoever I'm talking to in my chat, um I really don't be knowing who I'm not like going behind like to check and see who somebody is or what they do or whatever. It's just like you know how like somebody else can tell you about somebody else, and you can't necessarily go off on what everybody else say because everybody else don't get along with everybody else. And sometimes where nobody get along with you, then you could come this way, and then I make and get on, and where somebody else may view you having an argument with them, I wouldn't necessarily view it as an argument with them because I don't need everybody to agree with me. I actually get mad at people who do agree with everything I say. But don't it doesn't mean that when they disagree with what I say, we ain't gonna have no conversation. It might be a back and forth. And I don't necessarily it don't have to be like no argument or no nothing like that. I enjoy the conversation. And do you know what? When you do stuff like that, you sometimes you can get a different perspective on like the way you look at things or whatever. But Dove, I cannot see you as being a popular monster. I'm gonna have to start looking some of these folks up. But it still won't change. Like I go by however you treat me. And it is what it is. I'm a very humble person, but it comes to certain people and humbling myself to keep peace is hard. Yeah, I view myself as a very humble person, but now let me tell you something. Um, I can become unhumble and sting you like a bee. For real. For real, for real. I mean, it's laying down up under a lot of people who've been through some of the things that some of us have been through over here um in this side. And for those of you all who don't know, y'all will catch up one of these nights that you in here to know like some of the things that we deal with over here. But when you there is that pressure from stuff that happened from you before, and you haven't found an outlet for that or how to let it go or whatever. Anybody who ever been through any of that stuff, there's an underlying stinger that you can turn it loose, and that trauma. What I done heard Peach McIntyre say, that trauma sneak up on you like a thief in the night. You don't even know like it's there, and there's like this little bite that's laying right there underneath the surface that's ready to like sting you, and it can come out at any moment. So but I'm a very humble person, but I definitely got my times. I definitely do. um yes, we on the same page. Okay then, so you ain't, well, why you call yourself a monster? Why? You have never came off to me in that way ever. Not never. I guess you say the people get what they get, huh? uh what you said, be humble. I didn't. I know I didn't change it. No, but everybody came through and said that's what they thought they saw anyways. I don't like being around people, period. Yeah, I know. I love being around people. But I done also told y'all already before too. Um, and it's kind of crazy to say this because let me tell you, I told y'all before, like I can hear like people's thoughts and stuff like that when I'm around like a lot of people and everything like that. And it ain't something that I really want to share with nobody, but it's just the truth. And I've told people like I can hear your thoughts and I can tell them what they was thinking inside of their head. So imagine you going out and you're around a lot of people and you can hear all of that. Is like it's the worst feeling ever, and it's just like a bunch of voices going on all over the place, so it make you feel kind of overwhelmed. I don't want to say crazy or no nothing like that. So in that aspect too, and then I can feel other people's energy, if that makes sense to you. I can feel like the way, so say like you came in a room with me or something, you can be smiling, I can feel like if you or sad or you was crying before you came around me or something like that. Like I can feel people's emotions and stuff like that. And so for that reason, I don't like to be around a lot of people. But I like to conversate, I like to communicate and stuff with people, if that makes sense. For real, for real, my trauma makes my mouth lethal. Absolutely. When you come, anybody who went through a lot of stuff when they was a kid or whatever, um even though it doesn't like you present as a very nice and very kind person, it's just laying right there under the surface ready to jump out as soon as somebody take your kindness for weakness. It's ready it's ready to jump out on them. So I just know. Hey, AJ Rich. Hey, how's it going? Everything's going pretty good. Girl, hey, girl face. You always say that you perceive what. Tell me what I perceive. What I perceive. Oh yeah, you say that I can. When I say I can feel like people's. And I don't look that perceive up so many times, and then whenever I think about it, I might got it wrote down in my little book over there. But I done read the definition of it so many times. But I be looking up all kind of stuff whenever I come on here and talk to y'all. So I be done wrote down so much stuff. I know you tell me that all the time when I say like I can hear and I can feel like people's thoughts in their yeah, because I know you had said it one other time. You said that one other time when I told you I could hear what my son said after he hung up the phone. I can perceive what he said. Give me tell me, y'all tell me what that to perceive means. Just the definition of it, so then I can get it back in my head. I can feel people's emotions, and I will start to feel sick if I get overwhelmed. Absolutely. And that's why I'm saying, with the doctors not being able to tell me like what this thing is that's happening to me, and all they keep saying is stress, stress, stress. I've been on here telling y'all I was losing sleep because I was feeling somebody else's feelings and all of that stuff right there. So I began to lose sleep, and I went through a very stressful time. And so the only thing that they can come up with is that, have you been stressing a lot? Y'all know these past several months I'll be up in here talking to y'all 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning. Ain't got a tap of sleep. Sometimes maybe 2 or 3 hours of sleep, maybe. But yeah, they can't come up with no other reason why. Hey, big addicts, Sigma. I don't know what that means. Humble to a fault. Trolls take kindness for weakness, and not having a spiritual humility. K Lamar, never let your ego pressure and trigger you. No, humility is self-inflicted wounds. Sharing is caring. Strategist. Let me take a screenshot of that. I need to read that a couple of times. Y'all know how sometimes, I don't know if any of you all are like me, but I'm pretty sure where there's one, there's plenty. But you read something one time and you don't quite get it in you. But I like to take stuff and I like to read it 4 and 5 times. I tell my daughter this all the time because she says she have a hard time comprehending some things sometimes. And I told her, never be afraid to go and read something like 5 or 6 times, because every time you read it, it's just like watching a movie. Sometimes you miss parts and stuff and it didn't make sense that it happened in there before, but you go back and look at that movie again and again and again, and you keep finding parts in there that you've never seen before. Same thing with reading. You read it again, it's like every time you read the sentence or the paragraph again, it puts more and more knowledge in you every time that you read it. So I'm one of those people, sometimes when I don't get something, I'm like almost obsessive over it. When I don't understand it fully, I will go back and just read it over and over again. So, Shaq Rackham, I will be reading that over and over again when I get off here on the night. Um, you're an HSP. What does that mean, AJ? To perceive, to know. Okay, to know. Um, AJ, a highly sensitive person. It's a blessing and a curse. Okay, then, and guess what? What you saying there, AJ? I seen that earlier today. Well, I didn't see it. I told y'all this one guy that I was listening to, because I've been going through the thing too of talking about criticism or whatever. That same guy, I seen another one of his videos today, and he says sometimes, like being somebody, like a person who's like a prophet or a person who feels people's emotions, it can sometimes feel like a curse, but it has that feeling sometimes, and it's actually a blessing to have something like that. And so, exactly what you said, AJ, it is a time where it just feel like so much stuff be coming at you at one time, and it's almost like it feel like it's like driving you nuts or something, and you just need to get away from people, and the only way to quiet it is to go somewhere and be by yourself. And it's like some of those things, and then when you leave from around those people, because it's so much, sometimes the sounds are still lingering and like playing over and over again in your head or whatever. Some people be like, probably be like, child, this girl is crazy or whatever. And you know what? I've been called crazy my whole life or whatever. So that don't even bother me that somebody say that. It is what it is. I am who I am. I cannot change that. And it just is what it is. It's a gift. Aware of, aware of through the senses. Yeah. Okay. I'm 6'3", 270, but I'm a HSP. I feel people's feelings and moods. Sometimes I hate it because I think too much. Man, AJ, AJ, I'm telling you. Listen, and a lot of these people in here know. I went through this thing where somebody has been in my family and around me for a very, very, very long time, right? More than 20 years, right? And she ran into a situation and some more trouble was about to come her way. And I talked somebody out of taking it up another notch on her. And she didn't see it as I was trying to help her out. She seen it as I was trying to mess her up or whatever. Then I became a liar and all of this, and this. And because I've been around her so long, she is like a sister to me. So, of course, during that time, as she started to say that, then I backed away from her. I stopped like talking to her, stopped dealing with her, whatever. But just because I moved away from her, my thoughts did not leave away from her. I thought about her every single night, and God knows all I wanted her to do was, and the more and more it kept happening, the more and more I knew that it ain't that I'm really mad at her, but what I'm really mad at is that she had so many chances was presented to her, because you know when a person got to lie about everything, that ain't no life. Like you really living in bondage when you got to lie about everything that's happening in your world. You're in bondage. And so it's like I spent my days and nights like praying for her, just wanting her to be free from that. And I could feel, I couldn't see her. I didn't want to see her. But I can feel, even in my spirit, trying to go to sleep at nighttime, I felt like she was sitting over in at her place and she was just crying. She was going through all kinds of stuff, just trying to figure it out. And she just kept telling more and more lies, trying to fix this situation that we were in. And it just wasn't working. And after a while, before you knew it, now I know she over there not getting no sleep. And the next thing you know, now I'm not getting no sleep. Um, I'm frustrated. I'm crying. And just everything, all hell just started to break loose. So um you know, just those kinds of things like that. And so I have to learn how, when those types of situations come along or whatever, like to, it's time, you got to know, hey, what they say, you got to know when to hold them, know when to fold them. So it just like sometimes I don't realize, it's like I want to help. When you're a fixer, you try to fix everything. Yeah. I gotta stop trying to get up under people's cars and stuff and fix their problems and stuff. Sometimes I just have to back up off of them, pray for them, and keep it moving. Cause I'm not God or know none of that stuff right now. I can't fix these people. And though I know, like it's so much easier to just do this. It may cost you something to tell the truth or whatever, but trust and believe, and they'll get over it. You'll get over it, but to continue to tell a lie is just gonna cause you more and more headaches. Then that's just it. Hey Sheree. Wait a minute. Is it Shira or Sheree? I'll be trying to get it right. There is extensive research on how childhood trauma affects the human body, our nervous system, and of course, overall performance in adulthood. Absolutely. Listen, me and somebody else was having this conversation about, because we was talking about how sometimes young ladies and stuff show up in stores and stuff with the clothes and stuff that they have on in the stores and everything. And he was saying that his daughter um was making up a lot of excuses for them and saying like some of those girls have been through traumas and stuff, and like he didn't really see it in that way. But then when you get somebody who's been through some of those traumas that can explain to you like the different levels of things, especially when you've been groomed from like a 4 and 5 and 6 years old and everything, those things set timers off in your body that you could never ever expect. And if we all go back and we were all sitting around the table, that those of us that went through some of those things, we would all find out all of us done been through very similar things where we looked at ourselves, we beat ourselves over the head about all of these different things, and we just don't know that those traumas triggered something on the inside of us. We're not going to act like none of the rest of these people out here because we were introduced to some things that we shouldn't have been introduced to at such a early age. And everything there, the cause, there's an effect that comes from it. You know what I'm saying? So um I've actually read some of those things that, what yeah, I've read some of those things, a lot of them. So you are absolutely right, Sheree. Girl, sight, hearing, smell, taste, and touch is is exactly, girl, it's spiritual. It is. It's a journey. It is. And you don't do it in your strength, and you don't. Because let me tell you something, if you could do it in your own strength, it would have never happened to you in the first place. Because I don't know who I don't know anybody who would stand in those things that we went through as a person. But I can tell you one thing, there's somebody out here that's thinking they're less than because those things happen to you. Do you know, when you go through those kinds of things as a kid, and I'm not telling you that I'm always in this place, but when I'm there, I'm there. You've had certain traumas and things happen to you, not certain traumas. If you had trauma point blank period as a kid growing up, um and just continued to happen to you, trust me, you're a special. You're a special kind of breed. Special. And I know you may not feel it all the way, all the time, but I'm here to tell you there's something special about you, and this, you can't quite see it, but just stick in there. And I've been saying this all week long. Don't let yourself go to a negative place. It's okay to have not sufficient insufficient funds, but don't let yourself go to the negative. When you feel yourself going to the negative, and we, because we've been talking about it for a couple of nights, the negative is when you no longer have the desire to be here. And there is a purpose for you here. Absolutely there is. And I'm telling you, this that I'm saying to you all, I don't always have it every day. I don't. You can just, night before last night, I don't have it. But I have, the same way that I can give something to you all, sometimes you all are giving to me, which is, I call that a great balance over here. Sometimes I don't have it all. I feel weak at sometimes. But I'm telling you, if you've been through those things, you may not feel special. A lot of us don't feel special. We feel the exact opposite of that. We feel like, what is my purpose here? I was having a conversation with somebody today, and it's like, another feeling that you have, and they say we have our own free will. I'm not necessarily somebody that feel like I have my own free will. I don't feel like that. They say it a lot. People say it a lot. We have our own free will. But I also explain is that, and that, in the Bible it says God chastened those whom he loved. I don't feel like I have my own free will. Yes, I can go out and I can make whatever decision that I want to make, but also in the back of my mind, I know if you go and make that choice right there, yeah, there's a banana peel waiting on you to step on it and slide halfway across this earth and probably bust your head on the way while you getting it. You just already know you're gonna get that response. You can't go out and do the same things that this person over here did and that person over there did. You can't do it. And for me, that feels like I don't have free will. I was put here to follow. There's a purpose in my life. Can I tell you exactly what that purpose is? No, I can't. But the more and more I walk this life, it's shown to me a little bit more every day of what my purpose is here. So, if you've been through this thing called trauma in your life, you may not see yourself as special right now. But trust me, you're special. You're special. It absolutely is a journey. And you don't do it in your own strength. Yes, we read that and you don't. Girl face facts. It's spiritual. Yes. You don't have it. If I could have had it, I'd have had this a long time ago. All them train rides I've been catching and everything. But everywhere I've gone, God has people in perfect places to give me or to put into me just what it is that I need. Um, so just be willing to take the journey. And when you feel like you can't go another step, because I ain't gonna tell you that I ain't never been to those places. I never wanted to take myself out, but I've absolutely been to a place before where I've said, God, just don't let me wake up today. I just don't want to wake up anymore. Just I'll be fine with you if you take me now. And I'm still here. I'm still here. I have good days and I have bad days, and I'm sure we all do. But I'm telling you, no matter what your past say to you, there's something very special about you. And pretty soon, you will find out. Just stay in it. Stay in the race. Just stay on in there. We supposed to live every day. Live every day. Each one, teach one. Absolutely. Man, let me tell you something. Shat Record. I literally said, me and my friend was riding down the road tonight, and we were talking about some of the things that I come on and talk about or whatever. Even at times, like I talk about things that's going on with my husband. I'm not talking about him as if I'm bashing him. If I say that this is life with Tashana over here, it's like I'm just trying to share the things that has happened in my life and try to be transparent with those things, because there's somebody else out here. And I always say to you all, just because I'm going through that does not mean I want a divorce, because I don't want a divorce. I don't want to. I felt like I wasted 5 years of my life by dating somebody and then we threw with each other and then it didn't work out. That hurt my feelings that I wasted 5 years of my life with somebody. And now you think I want to get to 25, 26, and 27 and want this to end? Absolutely not. But I can't keep, I'm tired of the same things that's happening. And if I can talk to somebody else about it, um, and they still try to hang on and work through it, because I don't think that God allows anybody to be in a 20 plus year marriage only to throw it away. Sometimes some of us we tap out too quick, and then some of us, yeah, if it's what happened, it is what happened. I just, you know that ain't what I want to happen with mine. But I do want to share and not necessarily that I'm sharing. There could be somebody that's in here that's been through some of the same things that I can, and maybe can give me something to but I have yet to see anybody with me sharing my story or whatever that's telling me or encouraging me to divorce my husband. I've never gotten that. And I would disagree with a person that came through and said that to me, but they're allowed to have their opinion or whatever. I'm just saying, those ain't the kind of people that come over here and be rocking with me. If anybody know, just as well as a boyfriend and girlfriend gonna go through, a husband and a wife ain't gonna be together for all these years and not experience some back and forth or some ups and downs or whatever. I ain't met nobody that ain't never had no ups and downs in a marriage. If your marriage ain't never been challenged, you probably ain't got much of anything, if it ain't been challenged. Just to people come in here and tell me just the opposite. They've been through some things and had to make some of the same. Miss Coffee. Oh my gosh. Look at God. Come on now. Oh my goodness. Hey, Miss Coffee. Oh. Girl, I ain't even see you come through yet. I'm just sitting here running my mouth and just happened to flick up and see you in here. Good to see you. I miss you too. I miss you too, Miss Coffee. What a pleasant surprise, Miss And I'm sitting here saying this stuff, and I'm telling you, Miss Coffee is one of the first people that encouraged me. That encouraged me. Girl, you gonna have some days. She is the first one that said to me when I came back home, and I was like, I came back home to the same old junk that I left from. She said, why would you come back looking for the same thing that you supposed to have left behind? She's like, you're not supposed to come back and look for that. And I was like, oh, that makes sense. She was like, it's time to reset and restart. And honey, that thing has stuck with me. And I've been saying it over and over again. So what a coincidence you come in right at that time. I appreciate you, girl. Girl face, we go through tests so we can grow. Absolutely. There you go. Well, over here, we grow in the garden and we grow on the inside. Trials and tribulations. Man, oh man. Romans 12:12. All right, then. I gotta get my I gotta get my pen out. Are you from Nigeria? No, I'm not from Nigeria. I'm from Florida. I'm from Florida. Hey, is it Albina? Yeah, no, I'm not. Thank you for coming through. AJ, going to bed now. Glad I found you on here. God bless you. God bless you too, AJ. I always say um tenfold. Whatever somebody asks from me from God, I always ask him to give it back to you tenfold. That means give it back to you 10 times what you asked for from me in his son Jesus' name. Amen. Thank you for coming through, AJ. Though you have a good night. Uh God, God rising, family, positive vibe, conflict resolution, spiritual enlightenment. Keep shining, family. Absolutely. I haven't there is no person that has came through and encouraged me as like leave your husband. I actually get a lot of people that come through and tell me about some of the things that they go through. Like TT is one of the people. She comes through. She ain't in here tonight, but not that I know of yet because I'm behind in the chat. But TT comes through and there's always somebody there that has been through some of the things that you're going. And sometimes if you keep quiet about those things, you keep them on the inside. Sometimes you won't get some of the information that you need. So I just feel like life be life and sometimes you won't get some of the answers that you need if you ain't willing to share. So yes, each one, please teach one. Yes. Hey, Sandra Sims. Thank you. I try to be very motivating. I do. But sometimes I need some motivation. Sometimes I do. Reset. Absolutely. Reset and restart. Yes, so those are some of the things that with each time that I've left and came back, I look at it as a reset and a restart for me. Even some of those times that I did it, or whenever I do it, I lose stuff in my garden and stuff like that. Everything like is brown out there. Right now, everything is very, very green and beautiful. And my garden is something that speak to my life. So when I came back and to see yes, Miss Coffee say, every night, they do for a good cussing out every 30 to 60 days. And then you get right back on track. Yes, them are some of the things that she had me cussing out. Like, Shauna, don't be short, girl. You do that, and then everything get back in line. But don't you dare Don't you dare jump out of the race. Don't you do it, girl. Yeah, so I feel like I have really great people, and I know um no, I actually know. I have some really really great people around me. I do. I know. I know. And I know before I even came on here I had people that was praying for me. That's unimaginable. A lot of this stuff that I have going on, and I be blaming it on my grandma. I be saying my grandma started this right here because I know before she left this earth, she had put some prayers and stuff down for me. So you started this stuff, grandma. But now God knew who we were. Before we even came here, and so um, yeah, I'm just my heart is jumping for joy. Miss Coffee, is so good to see you, girl, and I hope everything is all good with you. Really, really, really. Like I have people, y'all just don't even know. It's just like you probably wouldn't even know like during the day and stuff. It's like a boost in your day. Nobody knows. Like you can come and people can come and comment up on the video that they done seen that came from a year ago, and they don't wouldn't even have an idea that whatever they writing up under something that I did a year ago, they encouraging me in today. But they looking at something that happened a year ago or whatever like that right there. It is literally like that for me to go back under those things. And you know what? Sometimes those comments lead me back to a video that I haven't seen forever, and then you can go and start reading some of that stuff up under that thing, and it's like going back in your journal when something was happening back in the days. You go back in your journal and you read it, and you don't know that you overcame this one thing because you ain't been constantly dwelling on it or going back over it or whatever. And then you go back and see it, and you was like, golly, this was a year ago, and I'm not even there anymore. Like that right there. So encouragement may be coming from all kinds of places and all that good stuff. But I really appreciate y'all tonight. Yes, I do. I appreciate y'all all the time anyway, every day. Yes, I had to time myself out from YouTube. My anger is real. Yeah, Miss Coffee. Probably right before you came in here, that's what we was all talking about. We was talking about the anger that's like laying right up under the surface and it's waiting to jump out on people who take your kindness for weakness and all of that stuff. We just finished talking about all of that stuff. So right on point. That anger getting ready to come out, and they just don't have no idea the things that you can say. And then on top of it too, coming from where you come from, your words can cut deeper than any knife that anybody can have in their life. And the mere fact that you can't see the person or you really don't care what they look like or whatever, you don't because you behind the scenes, you don't know how the words that you say cut like a knife. That cuz and we get chastised about our words and stuff because there is yes, words have power, and because we know better than to use those words the way that we have, because it's something about us people that come from trauma. You feel things, you know things, and it's like you can go straight to that place where you can cut deep with the words that you say. It 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 just be like that. And I used to say things, and my sister used to always say, how do you come up with those things that you say? It don't take a whole bunch of sitting there and practicing. It's just like it's something about you like that. I don't even know how to explain it to you. It's just like you've read your opponent or whatever, and it's just like the words just come right there to the tip of your tongue. They just come right there to the tip of your tongue, and it's like either at that moment you gonna go ahead and cut them, or you already know I better not say that because you already know that it's gonna cut. And sometimes you do have to step away and step out of certain situations. You don't know how many times that I've been standing in front of somebody and I literally know. And I've said it before. I literally have said it before. I will make you take your own self out. I'm telling you, I've said it before to somebody. I'll make you take your own self out. I will. But then as soon as I say that, it's like God standing there looking at you, waiting on you to say it. Go ahead and say it. And I'm gonna show you. Just like that. It's like a whooping that you won't be able to run from. You might got the possibility of running away from one of your parents or something, but I'm telling you, it's just like that. When you've been through those things, it's like there are words that you can say. Just trust and believe. I know that there's things that come to your mouth, just like Girlface said. Words have power. They absolutely do. I'm gonna just leave that right there because I feel that so deep and intense right now. I know what it's like for me. I know what it's like, and when I say things like that, I honestly believe the words that's getting ready to come out of my mouth. I know what to say to you because you don't know where I've been and what I've been through, and it's all yeah. I'm gonna leave that thing alone. But let me tell you something. So far, when I've had that feeling, I've never let the things come out of my mouth that I know can cause harm to somebody in that way. Now, have I said some hellacious things to some people? Absolutely, I have. Absolutely, I have. But I try to keep it on a very spiritual level and just let them know. Because the minute that I take it up and try to do it, I got a consequence. But I also know I've seen the evidence of when I wait on my father, honey, when he start moving around, I told y'all I done had quite a bit of people that say that I be around putting hex and stuff on people. I don't know how to do none of that and don't want to know how to do none of that. It never did any of that. Nope. Never did any of that. If I just keep on walking and keep my head where it's supposed to be, pretty soon you're gonna see just what I'm talking about. And it just is. And that's why I think y'all think I be playing with these trolls that come through here and they write certain things up in here. Like we had that one that came through here and said, come through talking about they thing in between their legs was hurting or whatever. When you coming over here and we in the middle of the conversation that we in, don't be surprised tonight if it really be hurting and you end up at the emergency room. See, I ain't wishing no nothing on you, but when you know when you know God don't play about you, you just know he don't play about you. So I say sometimes you have to be careful of the places you go and play around with. I ain't got no time to be arguing with you or no nothing. But sometimes I be needing to let a little pressure up off of me. So sometimes I'll tango with the troll. I will. And it'll be very, very, very lighthearted or whatever, and move on. But like the conversation we having right now, one come through right now. You gonna get a word like that. And we gonna see. We may not see. But yeah, it's a time and a place to play. My mother always said, hey Kenneth, sorry I didn't speak. Hey y'all that I miss. Hey Miss Parker. The other night you came through, Miss Parker, and when I said your name, I read your name, Miss Parker, and I was like, "Who Lord, I'm in such a place I can't even call Miss Parker name right." I felt it when I said it, and I was like, "Golly, that didn't even come out right." But I know you understood. I was in a place the other night. But hey, Miss Parker. My mother always said you can be nice nasty. Yes, you know it. There is a very sad what Janet Jackson said, nasty of what she said. I can't even think of it right now. Y'all know Miss In Control. Um, I'm better. Whew. Girl face, so you know what I was talking about too, huh? All you need is Jesus. Amen. Amen. Um, sometimes your spirit can run the devil off. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And I don't want to play with him or know none of that stuff. Sometimes, just laugh and joke with him because some of them is to be here to get up under your skin or whatever, or to throw you off of your game. And you know, it is what it is. But I feel like too, there's a consequence for that. If we in the middle of something and somebody coming over here distracting like that right there, you know, you might need a little bam. you know, you never ever know. But y'all, I feel like I get to the I'm at that point. And hopefully everybody is feeling better than they did when they came in here tonight. Because I feel like I'm at that point of where I tell y'all that this has been Life with Tashana over here, where life is like a box of chocolate. You never know what you're gonna get. Okay, let me see what Girlface said. Somebody used to take my flower pot off of my mailbox. Every time I would put one up, they would take it off. I told my husband one day they won't be here to do that, and I knew who it was. You see that? Like, you can say something so simple like that. Like, you ain't wishing nothing bad on nobody, but you can't keep messing with people that ain't bothering with you. There's a consequence that comes along with it. And some people feel like they getting away with it, and all of that stuff. Hey, you ain't getting away with it. It'll be there to tap on your shoulder after a while. I'm telling you, we had a long conversation about this tonight. I was just talking about how this time in my life that I was going through, and all of these people was jumping in. I'm trying to save my kids from being in the streets and all of this stuff. And it was like the neighborhood was working against me. And I got this one phone call from this lady in Miami that I met one time in life, and she ain't know nothing about me. She called me all the way from Miami. I think she called my sister-in-law to get my phone number. I'm not sure. Or did I give it to her before she left? But I met her that one time, and I met her on Christmas Day one year, probably back in 2004 or 2005, somewhere along in there. But she went home and she called me back about 2 weeks later. And she said to me, tell them don't put their lawn chairs away yet. They done seen the mess and now they gonna have to see the bliss. Um, and I can't even tell you how spot on she was, because she said, tell them don't put their lawn chairs away. Honey, I'm telling you, the people that was watching me, they had their lawn chairs sitting at the end of their driveway. About six of them. About six lawn chairs. They were just sitting there and they was laughing and pointing and everything. And to be honest with you, let me see. One, two, three, four. About five of those people are no longer here. So you see what Girlface said? It's real. It's real. When you don't bother with nobody like that, I know nothing, and you just minding your own business, trying to do what's best for you and your family, God got a way of keeping them busy to get them up out of your business, especially when you talking to him and asking him to do something for your family. Lord, I need you to help me work this out. And he trying to help you work it out, and somebody trying to work against him. All you got to do, stay the course and keep on moving in the way. Don't worry about those people, because he got a remedy for them. What's up? So, But well, I don't know who that was for, but I guarantee you it was for somebody that I just said that I felt that deep down in my soul. But this is also the part where I say we are also high class gardeners over here. Um and that just means we make sure that we're growing something at all times of the year. All times. And as we grow in our garden, we also grow along with the garden ourselves. We grow along with the garden. And the high class part just means we don't play around with no bugs, no snakes, no worms, and definitely no frogs. uh, and sometimes in life, those kinds of things show up in human form. So we don't mess with them like that either. We just pray for them, and move right along. But and understand, if you've never grown anything or whatever, you don't need to go out to the store and try to get nothing to grow them. If you shop over there in the fresh vegetable section, get the seeds out of the things you already get from the store and let them dry out, and then go out there and flick them on the ground and plant them. And you ain't even got to let them dry. Just go and flick a few of them on the ground. You don't need to eat all the seeds that come out of the cucumbers. You don't need to eat all the seeds that come out the watermelon, the grapes, and all of that stuff. Any of that stuff you find seeds in it, go out there and plant it. Take some of them tomato seeds out of there, go and throw them on the ground, and watch them grow. And watch as they grow, you'll grow right along with it. So, and hopefully it'll spark you to the next place of where you want to just keep on growing and growing and growing on the inside and on the outside. Okay, y'all, this has been my time. I will see y'all tomorrow if the Lord's will. Y'all have an amazing night and tenfold.